Tov. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov. Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Behold how good and wonderful and amazing it is to dwell together, to be together, to celebrate together as one. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Please take a moment to find someone new, someone you haven't met, someone you're excited to see, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
A Shalom of a Shabbat of peace.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tonight, we take a moment to begin our Shabbat service with a thank you to Rabbi Moss and Judy. It's hard to say goodbye to Rabbi Moss as senior rabbi. He has filled the role with such a heart and such a full soul. He spends every day racing from synagogue to home to anti-bias task force meetings to hospital, even as a patient that one time when he was riding on his way to a bar mitzvah, and back again to temple. And he has inspired so many of us in so many ways over the years. The sadness that we feel at this time is real, and we should honor it. Change is hardest when the love is great. And our congregation has been filled with such great, immense, and amazing, wonderful love over these past 47 years. May each sad thought remind us of Rabbi Moss's love and joy and just plain silliness. He has not only been our senior rabbi, he has been our partner, our friend, and a member of our family. And our gratitude, of course, doesn't end here. In addition, we are thankful for the donations, which are very visible and plentiful in front of us. And we're also going to honor our sisterhood as they install their new board for the coming year. Thank you as well for your past and future service and dedication to one another and our greater community. May your voices be heard and honored. And last but not least, we also look forward to celebrating with Max and with Ethan and their families as they become B'nai Mitzvah, Bar Mitzvah, Son of Commandments, this Shabbat. And on that note, we now invite up our B'nai Mitzvah families to lead us in our candle lighting, which can be found on page 121. And also 120. You can rise when you reach the page. Yeah, come up. Families. So we're gonna read prayer first, and then we'll light the candles, and then we'll give the blessing all together. You guys ready? O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words you shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu
Shabbat Shalom.
You guys can go back to your seats.
You may be seated.
It's good to have you all up here. We're going to now continue with our Lecha Dodi prayers, which will welcome our Sabbath bride. They can be found on pages 138 and 139. Tonight we'll be singing verses 1, 2, and 9. And when we reach verse 9, we will all stand up as we welcome the Sabbath bride together.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha, lecha dodi dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך, לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך, לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We continue now with our metaphorical breath amidst the service, our Chatzi Kaddish, which can be found on page 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחיי כל וביום אחד, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה,
our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 146. Please rise as we call out in prayer together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam vaed.
Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever.
Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever.
Please be seated. We continue on the top of page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too, its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You met Torah for me too, did you mean the struggle for me as well? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen. We now rise as we have our Shema prayer on page 152 and 153. We proclaim our oneness and our connection to God together.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Please be seated. We continue on the next page.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובמלאכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We now look to the footnote on page 155, the first one, which says Judaism is a doing which can be grasped only by the heart. Certainly words that our spiritual leader, Rabbi Moss, has lived throughout his time here at the temple and will continue to live as he becomes Rabbi Emeritus. We continue now on the top of page 157. We read responsively. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, and singing along as we turn the page to our Micha Mocha prayer, page 158.
Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Amen. We continue now on the top of page 161. We read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we might lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
We are now going to continue with our tefillah, our standing prayer, which begins on page 164, continues to page 166, and then 168, and then 170. These prayers speak of our individual relationship with God, with our patriarchs and our matriarchs. They speak of God's strength, and they speak of the holiness of God, which we seek to emulate through our actions and our deeds and our thoughts every day. Please rise if you have not done so already as we pray these sacred prayers together.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanara, Elohei גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who praise you are every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God,
Amen.
who hopefully excuses when we make reading mistakes. Please be seated. We continue now on page 177 and 176 with Modin.
So, I get to say something. When I first came here, it always seemed to me that everybody was so happy to be here, felt so invited, so welcomed, and that had a big part to do with Rabbi Moss. And he has a way of allowing God to move him. And what I mean by that is I would say, okay, what are we doing next? And he would say, whatever moves me. But I'm not inside him to know what moves him. But what was so great about that is that he also understood that God moves me and allows me to do things that come to me. And a big part of my life, as many of you know, is my children. And when my children were very little, I used to sing Modim Anachnu Lach to them. And I brought it here, and Rabbi Moss said, sure, try it. Go ahead, sing it. It's great. And the first time I sang it, which is pretty typical for Rabbi Moss, oh, that was great, like in the middle of the service. And I was like, thanks. And ever since then, every once in a while, he'll just turn to me and go, Modim? And I go, okay. And I'll do it. And he went to Israel one year and asked me to record it for him. I don't know if it worked, but he asked me to record it for him so that he could use it when he was in Israel with a group from here. And that just made me feel so special because it meant that I became a true part of his life and his experience, and he has truly become a big part of my life and my experience. So we're going to read first in English the prayer for Modim and Shalom Rav that it goes into, so you understand the love and the gratitude that goes into these prayers and how much love and gratitude I have for Rabbi Moss as well. So let's read together in the middle of page 176. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, Let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. And just looking to the next page of 178, I'll read, Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people with peace. Amen. I know that already. I said that already. So we begin on page 176. Next page, Shalom Rav, same tune. Shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha tasim leolam, Ki ata hu melech Adon, hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Back to 76. Tzur chayenu magen nishenu, ata hu ledor vador. Tzur chayenu magen nishenu, ata hu ledor vador. Atahu ledor vador.
We continue now with silent prayer. now prepare for our Kiddush, which can be found on page 123. I'd like to invite up once more our Bar Mitzvah families to help us to lead our Kiddush blessings and prayers. Ethan, Max, and families, please come to the bima. You are being paged. You are being paged. And everybody else, once you reach the page, please rise. Bar mitzvah, great deal.
I know I get one. This one's
Where's my other bar mitzvah? Where's Ethan? Alright. We didn't need those papers. Clearly overrated. Nothing to see here. Ignore the papers behind the curtains. Alright, so why don't you read here, and then read here, and then we'll sing all this together.
And there was evening,
And there was morning, the sixth day.
The heaven and the earth
were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratza banu, v'shabbat kodsho, me'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron le'maseh b'reishit, ki hu yom tefilah le'mikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu b'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon hinchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabat. L'chaim.
So how would you rate it in terms of a good vintage of Manischewski?
Everyone, please remain standing for our Torah service as we turn to page 362.
Two.
And I call forward to help to bring our Torah and Haftarah scrolls to all of you, Rick Miller and Ashley Randall. And to help us with this part of the service, I call forward our recent bar mitzvah, and that is Jared Mitchell. So Jared, come on up.
En kamocha va'elohim Adonai, ve'en kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechador v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai melech, Adonai none like you among the gods, Adonai, and there are no deeds like yours. You are sovereign over all worlds, and your dominion is in all generations. Adonai reigns, Adonai has reigned, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Adonai will give strength to our people. Adonai will bless our people with peace. Source of mercy, favor Zion with your goodness. Rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, for in you alone do we trust. Sovereign, high and exalted, God eternal.
We turn the page.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai miYerushalayim. Nope. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now.
Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
And now we turn the page again.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu Ladonai iti unromua Shemo yachdav. Exalt Adonai with me, let us extol God's name together. Lecha Adonai hagedula, hagevura ve'atiferet, ve'anetzach ve'ahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlecha, v'mitnaseh lechol erosh. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, haolam omed. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu
So everyone please be seated.
It's in the middle of it. Okay. What else?
The section for tonight's Torah reading is from the fourth book of the Torah, the book of Numbers. And the section begins with the instruction by Moses to his brother Aaron, the high priest, to lighten the menorah. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. But after that, the section continues with a description of, well, I guess you'd almost can call it the orchestra, the instruments that accompanied our ancestors on their journey to Eretz Israel, to the Holy Land, the silver trumpets and whatnot, to be a part of the worship service. And then we get into the well-known section that is known by many as the section of kvetches. How many of you know what the word kvetch means? How many of you are kvetches? Very good. Okay, so you obviously know what it is. Okay. And so the kvetching starts this week. God, where's the beef? Where's the water? Where's the shelter? Where's this? Where's that? It goes on until the next couple of weeks from the Torah readings. But the section that and most of you have no idea probably how it is that Cantor Lana finds the section that she shares with all of us each week. And that is because myself, Rabbi Rosenthal, we try to find the section related quite often to our Torah reading. And Cantor Lana, I appreciate all of your words and sentiments before. Often, I would actually call her up that afternoon and say, this is it. Or like tonight, she thought she was preparing for one Torah blessing, one aliyah, and it turns out to be two. And we were sitting in the office. I said two. She said, what? One. No, I said two. Okay, and anyway, she's learned to go with the flow. So I prepared you, Rabbi Rosenthal, you have a cantor that goes with the flow. Yeah. So anyway, the section I did choose, it's just too much. We're installing sisterhood officers tonight. Leadership is not easy at all if you're a leader of basically of one. You are it, and there's no one else around you. And so as Moses is having to deal with all the kvetching, all the complaints, God realizes the stress that he's under and says to Moses that you need to gather around you 70 sages, 70 the elders of the group, senior citizens, if you want to call them that, are simply people who can help you deal with this people of Israel, all of their complaints and everything, because you cannot do it on your own. For our first aliyah tonight, I would like to call forward our two presidents, co-presidents, who are going to be installed tonight. And so I call forward Stephanie Pluka, and it is Pat Elner. So ladies, come on up.
So now am I doing one or two?
Yeah,
First
first this one.
Okay.
That's what it is. We'll do it.
I just want to move away from it. Okay, ready? One, two, three.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamabarak Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barakar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Esfali Shivim Ish Miziknei Yisrael Asher Yadata Ki Hem Ziknei Ha'am V'shotrav V'lakachta Otam Elo El Moed V'hityatzvu Sham Imach.
And so it is that Adonai, the Lord, said to Moses, gather for me 70 of the sages of Israel, all of them whom you know that you can trust. Important for leadership to do that. And therefore you shall bring them, and you shall bring them into the holy place, and they shall stand there with you.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tokenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ladies, we'll call you back later for your blessing and welcome to officer positions. Mazel tov to you. I'd now like to call forward Paul Haynes. Paul and I, this coming Tuesday, will begin our journey to Eastern Europe. Most of you are aware, certainly, of the basic inspiration for this journey, and that actually a week from today, by now I would have completed it, I hope, since it's 8 hours or 7 hours later there. But that will be my 60-mile bike ride from the gates of Auschwitz to Krakow. And Paul is traveling with me. Paul, you're not biking, are you? Okay. It is head. But anyway, Paul and I will be spending 2 weeks in Eastern Europe. After we finish, after our experience in Krakow, and a week from tonight, we'll be observing Shabbat in one of the pre-war synagogues in Krakow itself. We'll then be journeying to Prague, and then Vilna and Vilnius in Lithuania, and coming back to Warsaw in order to come back home to here. But I'd like to also ask to share the Aliyah with us, our Bar Mitzvah from last weekend, and that is Jared Mitchell.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ve'yaradati. ודיברתי עמך שם, ועצרתי מן הרוח אשר אליך, ושמתי עליהם, ונסעו איתך במסעם, ולא תישא אתה לבדך. ועל העם תאמר, התקדשו למחר, ואכלתם בשר, כי בכיתם באוזני אדוני לאמור, מי יאכלנו בשר, כי טוב לנו במצרים, ונתן אדוני לכם בשר ואכלתם.
And so remember, he gathered together, that is Moses, the sages, and then it continues. And Adonai then says to Moses, and I will descend my Holy Spirit upon you, Ruach HaKodesh, and I will speak with you there. And I shall emanate my spirit from upon you, and it shall be placed upon these elders, as they will help to alleviate the burden of leadership that rests upon your shoulders. You should not do it alone, but rather you shall say to all the people at that time, now with your 70 elders, the 70 advisors, they were asking for beef. Where's the beef? And so then it is, he said, sanctify yourselves, make yourselves holy, for it is that tomorrow I have heard your cries for food, for beef, and therefore you shall be able to eat, and you shall be able to eat tomorrow. You shall no longer say to me, we have been better off in Egypt, rather than dying here of starvation here in the desert. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
And if you guys want to remain, we're just going to wish you a little bit of blessing and your travels and your journeys. Oh, yeah. May you travel safely together. May you get along. May you find peace in your conversations and your stories. Yehi ratzon lefanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. May it be your will, Adonai, our God, God of our ancestors, that you guide Rabbi safely along their journeys. Protect them from all obstacles along the way, that they may be found in their paths, or may be found in their conversations among each other. May God grant grace, loving kindness, and compassion to them and to all they encounter on their way. Blessed are you, Adonai, who watches over us in our journeys. Baruch atah Adonai shomeach tefillah.
Amen.
Wonderful.
Good luck.
Good.
Let us turn now in our prayer books to page 371 for the Mishaberach prayer. On each Shabbat, of course, we do want to offer a prayer for those who are not well. And tonight, I have been asked to say a prayer for the following. We have been asked. And those of you who are streaming to our service tonight, you may insert, of course, your own loved ones and family and friends' names. Michael Allen, Joyce and Jim Amato, Lee Biala, Jordan Bistany, Jean Bleckman, Elizabeth Brooks, Ed Brooks, Dory Byam, Roberta Cooperman, Dr. Vincent Detrinis, David Weiss, Sharon Eckhouse, Phyllis Eisenberg, Lenny Eisler, Tom Ellsbury, Janet Falco, Dorothy Farrell, Bob Ferguson, Dorothy Gilbert, Luis Gutierrez, Jennifer Concalves, Thea Gunther, Gina Haft, Peter Haynes, Denise Karp, Michael Lakin, Cecile Luxning, Barbara Maloney, Frank Michelson, Kim Lorenzo, Jennison Michelson, Roberta Miller, Eli Muller, Christine Newman, Ed Hunter O'Leary, Lois Oranges, good to see Lois here tonight for good healing, Michael Partamone, Stephanie Pluka, Sharon Portnoy, Jennifer Ann Riley, Marty Rigger, Marlene Rosalinsky, Helene Rothstein, Bernie Schwartz, Jan Silverman, Les Bergel, Jill Verbeck, Marvin Wyman, Jenna Weisberg, Barry and Cynthia Willens, Esther Wilkins. We're glad to see Merrill Williams here tonight, Abby Zeltman, Lonnie Rosenfeld, and Jackie Perez. Are there any other names to be mentioned tonight for our healing prayer? We'll start with Lenny.
Roberta Miller,
Brad Miller.
Jessica Bora, Judy Weisberg, Joseph
Let us join together in the Mishaberach prayer.
Page 371.
To
version 74. Let us stand for returning of the scroll to the ark. And I call forward Zachary Mignotello to help us to dress our scroll. Zach was bar mitzvah a few weeks ago, and we continue to appreciate him as a member of our congregation.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני ילדי ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
The Torah. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. Renew our days as of old. I don't know, how many of you shop at Bob's in the Patchogue shopping center there in Sunrise? Okay. As you might have noticed, for at least, I think almost 2 years, they have this sign in front, and it says, store closing, going out of business immediately, right? Okay. I walked in there, I said, when are you closing? Very soon. Okay. 2 years the sign is up. So, Paul, Rabbi Rosenthal, we made a mistake. You see how many people are here tonight? We should not have given out that tonight is my last sermon as senior rabbi, because we could have said, well, next week, we want to give them the dates, you see. And every week they would come here expecting that to be the last one. This could go on for a long time, right? I mean,
They might catch on if you were president of the service.
well, I'm still shopping and looking for bargains at Bob's, so I'm not giving up. Judy, you heard that, right? Yeah. In thinking about tonight's sermon, I thought of starting out very catchy. 2 scores and 7 years ago, I came to this congregation. Okay, well, that's not good. Or yes, Raven taken. The Torah portion this Shabbat began with the words of instruction, the opening words to the Kohen Aharon, the high priest of ancient Israel. When you lighted the lamps, the 7 lamps will give light in front of the candlestick. And then, as the text states, Aaron did just that, as Adonai the Lord commanded him to do through Moses. The text itself indicates that the menorah, the 7-branch menorah, the most ancient and genuine symbol of the Jewish people, is to be set up in such a way that the combined light of all 7 lights join together as one in front of the central shaft that holds them up. I must tell all of you, I spent a great deal of time this week pondering what I would say tonight. In truth, I would say it is to be one of the most difficult sermons I've ever had to come up with. After all, I have given from this bima and from the bima at our previous home on Idlehour Boulevard, using a guesstimate, approximately 2,400 sermons. So what can I say tonight to wrap it all up? That's a lot of sermons, my God. And by the way, I have never repeated one of them, not once. I've added some things, continued some themes. And so I view tonight as the end of a book whose first page was written in that summer of 1972. However, I must also say to you that I view tonight as the beginning of the sequel that has yet to be written and will be, God willing. There will be many more chapters in the years to come. So what is the tie-in to the words of instruction to Aaron that our Torah portion began with and I just shared with you? I found a very profound comment to the meaning of these words beyond the obvious of the text, written by a Rabbi Joseph Friedman. He wrote the following. King Solomon says, "The lamp of God is the human soul. The flame of a candle constantly flickers upward, as if yearning to leave the wick behind and ascend to the heavens. The soul, the neshama in our tradition, shares this nature, constantly striving to reconnect with its spiritual source by breaking out of the boundaries of time and space imposed upon it by the body and the physical world. At times, however, this nature becomes dormant. The soul is so blinded by its surroundings that it forgets its natural thirst for divinity, for God. This is why every morning in our morning prayers, after every period of spiritual darkness with sleep, our soul lamps must be rekindled. They must be reminded of their innate desire to rise up to the heavens, whether it is our own soul or that of someone else with whom we come in contact, or even the soul of someone we have never met but have only heard about. If we see that it is not a flame, it is our privilege and our challenge to kindle it. Reflecting on these words, I can say to you that as I've looked back upon all of these years, and actually as the last Rosh Hashanah was my 47th, I'm into now my 48th year, I can say with great humility that underlying all my words and sermons, all 2,400 some odd of them, my teachings, the programs and classes I've created and taught, the numerous involvements in the Suffolk County community over all these decades, it has been my inspiration from, I do believe, from God, to light the lights of neshamot, the souls of others. This has been my privilege as your rabbi. It is a privilege that I will continue to cherish forever until my last Shema is upon my lips. For it is that, as Rabbi Rosenthal knows, Rabbi Novick is here as well, there's a great privilege in being a rabbi that will be with us as rabbis forever, and Cantor as well. Recently in Florida, when I said to someone that I was retiring, they said to me, I guess you're not going to be a rabbi anymore. It doesn't work that way, thank God. On the document of ordination that both Rabbi Rosenthal and I received from Hebrew Union College, mine of course predating yours a bit, it states that we, at that ceremony, were given the authority of Yora Yora, Yadin Yadin, to teach and to adjudicate law. But I cannot and could not be the rabbi I am and have been, and I always pray that I will be, if I only followed these instructions, because for me, being a rabbi is the privilege to do so much more. I've been blessed with the opportunity to open my soul with a hope to light the spark in yours and the thousands of others I have encountered in my rabbinate, in the congregational world, on the streets, in the organizations that I've been a part of, as well as very privileged to have been a chaplain at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center from 1970 to 2000. I hope that I have achieved this, whether here on the bima, in a classroom, or by a bedside. This is what? What is this light all about? It is a spark that I pray that I have in some part played a part in lighting of you, and that is the spark of Judaism, the spark of love of Judaism, its people, its rich history, rituals, and customs. But to me, as much as all of these things is important, what is the underlying spark, foundation? It is the spark of faith in a living God who goes with us wherever we go, whatever we do in our lives, whether it be good or bad. I truly believe that as the words end in Adon Olam that we sing out, Adonai li v'lo ira, the Lord is with me, I have no fear. But I hope and pray that I've demonstrated through my own words and actions in life that the Lord is not only with me, but the Lord is with you, and you never need to have fear. God has blessed me with the most incredible wife in the world for all the tasks that I have taken on, with parents who inspired me to care for every human being on this planet, and maybe those non-human beings on the others as well. And with the numerous opportunities of which I have taken hold of throughout all of these decades of my rabbinate. And so now I pray with great humility that the light that I have lit in the neshamot, the souls of others, in your souls will continue to burn brightly. For if it doesn't, then the light that I have lit within myself, and therefore in you, will have been lit in vain, God forbid. And so now I turn this task over to you, and that is, it is yours. I have placed this in your hands, the flame of a candle, one to the other, from me to all of you to each other, from Rabbi to you, from Cantor to you, to the two of them together, to the three of us together. The light burns brightly, but it is now in your hands to do the same. I pray that as stated by my teacher, Reb Nachman of Breslov, I'm going to try the Yiddish. Mein Feuer wird schein Talion bis Mashiach wird kommen. My fire will burn until the coming of the Mashiach. May it never go out. And so I have tried to light up your lives, as the song goes, by lighting this spark in you. Please never ever let it burn out. Stand tall as did Aaron and light the lights of the menorah of your lives. And then, as one B'nai Israel, as one congregation, then as one community, then eventually as one world, and thereby one humanity, this light that we light together, that I pray in some part I have ignited within you, will eventually dispel the darkness that at times seems to envelop us and crush us, and will allow the light of goodness and love and hope and faith and belief to truly burn throughout all of humanity. And maybe then the world and all will be good. Maybe then truly, as it began on the sixth day of creation, when God looked at Adam, that God will look at us and once again be able to say, Tov Ma'od, you are very good, because I am within you. And now you know it, and now you believe it, because the light is burning so very brightly that it will light up all the universes beyond what we know. May God's blessings be upon us, and I thank you for the privilege of serving as rabbi, and I will always be the same with you. Amen.
I guess it's good we have one of these with all these lights that are going to be lit up. But I'd like to invite you to come over here for a minute. When people talk about Rabbi Moss, They talk about how he was their rabbi during the most important parts of their lives. They reminisce about how Rabbi Moss officiated at their wedding, their kid's baby naming, their niece's bat mitzvah, or a parent's funeral. And sometimes they talk about how he did all of those things. They can't imagine a Jewish life without that special connection that Rabbi Moss has crafted during each of these sacred moments. Through the years, Rabbi Moss has been present for each and every one of you. He has offered countless blessings and hugs and fashioned so many spiritual moments and experiences. As he stands here today, may he see and know how meaningful each of these moments has been for each of you. So I would like to invite you to take part in this special blessing that we will be bestowing upon him. But first, I'd like to ask if there are people here who Rabbi Moss has officiated at their family bar and bat mitzvah, please stand. For those for whom Rabbi Moss has officiated at a wedding ceremony for them, please name. Please rise. For those for whom Rabbi Moss has been present when you were mourning a loved one or officiated at a funeral, please rise. At the naming of a baby or a brit milah, please rise. At a service in which he made you laugh or smile, please rise. At a time for which he made you feel welcome and loved, please rise. And if you're just happy to be here with him tonight and you want me to stop talking, please rise. So tonight, again, it seems only fitting that after years of him bestowing blessings upon us and beyond our congregation, that we have the opportunity to, in turn the tables and bestow a special blessing of eternal gratitude and love to you, our rabbi. So hopefully you have the sheet which was passed out with that blessing. Huh? You can have Judy come up.
Want to come up?
Judy is a part two. Judy. Judy Moss has been an indelible part of so much that has gone on in this congregation and has been a spiritual support and has on her own created so many moments of welcome and celebration and holiday joy and everything that she has done. We are so thankful for this amazing team, this amazing spiritual couple. And so we're going to ask you to stand here. We're going to open the ark. We invite in a moment of holiness from our congregation. As we read together, as a community, we thank you for being our rabbi, teacher, and leader. You have guided us on Jewish journeys, have helped us reach new heights and achieve new dreams. As families, we are grateful for the time you have shared with us. You have celebrated with us our simchas. You have comforted us when we mourn. You are our companion through life's peaks and valleys. As individuals, we appreciate the conversations we have shared. You have helped us grow and you have touched our lives. With deep gratitude, we offer you a blessing as your journey continues. May God bless you on this new path. May you enjoy the time and freedom which accompanies the next chapter of your life. May you be blessed with health and contentment. May God protect you and comfort you. May all your prayers be answered. As together we say, Amen. May God bless you with the knowledge that this congregation has deep and eternal gratitude for all of who you are and all of what you have done for us in every moment that you have spent with us as spiritual leader and as Rebbitzin.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chunaka.
May you be filled with the gratitude and the knowledge that you have had such a wonderful impact on our community. That you should be filled with pride and with accomplishment at all you have achieved and all that you have brought and all that you have created here at B'nai Israel.
Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you be blessed with the knowledge that the congregation will always be a part of you and you will always be a part of the congregation as you step forward in this new adventure as you become Rabbi Emeritus, and as you know that we wish you only peace and love and that we look forward to this next chapter that we will share with you.
Amen.
My bar mitzvah party will be on Sunday. All welcome. Good. Please remain standing.
For our Eleni
Elenu.
prayer, 586.
Aleinu l'shabeach ve'adon hakol, v'atekenu la'leyotzeh b'reishit, shelo asanu k'roye haratzot, ve'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, ve'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We continue together on page 591. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Love each of us for the peace we bring to others, and may we never lift up our hand, but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace. V'ne'emar v'hayadonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
Please remain standing for the Kaddish prayer, page 598. I do want to mention the deaths during this past week of Carl Winston, the father of Lainey. So to Lainey and to Robert, certainly our deepest condolences go out to you and to the entire family. And may it be that the remembrances that you have of your dear dad always be a blessing to you. And certainly, as he was a therapist, both private practice as well as in schools, he really was a healer of so many in a most important area in need of healing, and that is the soul of so many, the mind, heart, and soul. May this be his blessing, and therefore yours as well. And also the death this past week of Robert Stoll. during the past 30 days of Irwin Lewis. The following yard sites observed tonight: the third Shabbat of June: Anna Pohl, Arnold Auerbach, Marilyn Barra, Beatrice Baslow, Beatrice Becker, Francis Benjamin, Saul Bleiweiss, Sidney Captain, Dora Sheffitz, Jacob Cohn, Hannah Fryman, Chester Goldman, Leon Gottlieb, Murray Horwitz, Richard Katz, Lawrence Kay, Harry Klein, Max Qualbrun, Joe Lindenbaum, Sidney Lovett, Roberta Mall, Eleanor Malkman, Harry Pollock, Baden Potvin, Pauline Precker, Murray Rosenthal, Derek Rubin, Robert Rubin, Phyllis Schutzman, Edward Schwartz, Elia Sharon, David Shore, Carl Siegel, Isidore Slavkin, Katie Weiner Slavkin, Shirley Snyder, Robert Stahl, Louis Treschen, Martin Tuller, Sadie Waynan, Stanley Wallace, Judith Winowski, and Rose Wolfson. Are there any other names to be mentioned for Kaddish tonight? Toby?
Alan Bolson.
Karen? Jen?
Barbara Dunley-Moser.
Certainly, I'm sorry, yes, Jeff?
Dwayne Lane and Lauren Lerville.
Remembering all, and certainly remembering all those who have died for our nation and those who have died for our people of Israel, we join together in the Kaddish prayer. V'yitkadash Shemei Rabba, v'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'galav izman kariv v'meru, amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba mevorach, li'olam ulolei omayor. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpahar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kusha le'elo min kol b'chata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim oleinu kol Yisrael v'imru. Osei shalom b'mroma, hu yasei shalom, oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'meru. May God who creates peace in the heavens grant peace and comfort to those who mourn, to those who remember, and let us all say, Amen. Please be seated. As you can tell by now, tomorrow is another Simcha event. And by the way, I don't have the exact number, but also over 2,000 B'nai Mitzvah since I began in 1972. And so for our first service tomorrow, I want to welcome the Amendola family. So Ethan, come on up. Mom and Dad. Jill and Anthony, come on up. So, Ethan, if you take this talit that you are to wear tomorrow at your bar mitzvah, and to say the blessing. Amen.
Ethan, it's hard to believe here you are, almost 13 years old, about to celebrate your bar mitzvah. You have truly grown to be such a caring, smart, compassionate, and handsome young man. Months ago, when you started bar mitzvah lessons, you expressed how concerned you were to get through all the studying and be prepared for this day on time. You worried that the expectations of your honor classes in school, your travel sports, and of course your very busy social calendar would conflict. Well, you should be very proud of yourself to be standing up here tonight, and no, we could not be more proud of you. We know that all of these years of Hebrew school have taught you the importance of being Jewish and will continue to guide you and comfort you in your life. When people meet you, they talk about your kindness and sincerity, as well as your great sense of humor. People are drawn to you. You truly are a very special boy, and we feel blessed to be your parents. Tomorrow morning, when we celebrate your bar mitzvah, please know that we will be filled with such pride and happiness. We love you so very much.
Amen. Let's wish the Amendolas Mazel Tov. Go ahead, hug each other. Mazel Tov.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can sit down.
Thank you.
And for our second service tomorrow, I call forward the Ablin family. So, Max, come on up. And Mom, Corey, and Jeff, Dad. Oh, Max? Go down and say Harry, huh? Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatei batzitzi.
Amen.
Amen. No.
It's okay. You'll be all right. Max, when we had Harry, I thought, wow, the world changed with one, and you could never love anything as much. And then the second one came, and there was more love, and it was the same feeling that overwhelmed me then as it's kind of doing now, you know. But the idea, you're so different and so uniquely special, and different in a way that is challenging to me, in a way that makes it hard. But I always look at you with this, how can we find that purpose for you to express your joy and your passion for the things that you like to do? Isn't that funny? I didn't even tell a joke yet. I did orange for the Mets. No.
Kidding.
But the idea of your purpose or passion that you put toward your Hebrew studies and your commitment was amazing. Truly amazing that we had to put no effort into getting you to do it, unlike somebody we know. It was a little more challenging. You committed fully and intentionally to that job, and when I see you do those things, it inspires me to say, he'll be successful at what he chooses to do when he chooses to ignore every bit of advice we give you. But you will be your own
Because
person.
he's 13, he knows everything.
Well, we'll get there. But the idea, real purpose is that you find your passion of helping others the way that you can, and to be inspired by people that are in the room, such as the rabbi who, after 40 years, said humility is the essence. A little of that will go a very long way in your life as you pursue forward and stay committed to religion, Hebrew school, study, and your family. We love you very much.
Amen. Let's wish them Mazel Tov. I apologize for the service being so long, but I thought this was Rosh Hashanah. I'd like to now call forward Shari Kaufman, past president of our sisterhood, for a service of installation before our service ends.
Okay, I'd like to call up our new co-presidents, Pat Elner and Stephanie Pluka, our past president, Karen Sweeting, programming, Joyce and Karen, fundraising, Ann Michelson, membership, Robin Lewis, treasurer, Thea Gunther, financial secretary, Sandy Weber, recording secretary, Debbie Schwartz, corresponding secretary, Elise Holtz, me, Bolton, co-donor dinner, everybody take one and pass them around. Donor dinner, Linda Monaco, Barbara Skolnick, children's programming, Karen Sweeting, Stephanie Pluka, for Judaica, publicity, Anna Moza, religious school liaison, Alice Lambert, temple liaison, Sandy Weber, who's here, social action, Barbara Schreiber, me, Covered Onegs, Uncovered Onegs, Ellen Motlin and Michelle Kaminsky, hospitality, Sharon Miller, telephone squad, Linda and Rita Porwick, yarmulkes, Shalom Belev, Debbie Lazian, yarmulkes, Harry Jacobs, military bridge, Ellen Turnick, Ann Michelson and me, historian Adrian Wilbur, temple board rep Sandy Weber, and trustees Trish Linda, Deb Brack, Natalie B., sorry, I can't pronounce that name, Deborah Daniels, Debbie Lyon, Sharon Miller, Yafalechi, and please everybody take did everybody get one? We'll share. We'll share. Everybody ready? Yeah. Okay. Creator of the universe, you have implanted in us the spark of your creative will. You have made us your partners in the building of the world, and we are grateful. Enlighten us with your wisdom as we seek to add to the well-being of our Jewish community through our devotion to justice, goodness, and truth. As we assume office, we seek strength of purpose. We pray for a clear vision and wise judgment. We pledge to walk in the light of your presence. Amen. And I guess we'll do our oath. Oh, ready? And raise your hand and swear. I will, to the best of my ability, faithfully discharge my duties as a member of the Sisterhood Board by upholding the Constitution of the Sisterhood of the B'nai Israel Reform Temple, as well as the laws of the land.
Amen.
Amen.
So,
Go ahead.
Wow, where has all the time gone? Tonight marks some very special events in our temple's history. Rabbi Morse is retiring, and Rabbi Rosenthal is becoming our senior rabbi. And now the sisterhood year is over, and tonight we have just installed our new board. Many of you are holding the same positions as last year, and some of you have branched out to take on different responsibilities. When I was approached to take the co-presidency of Sisterhood with Trish Elner, I hesitated and told the nominating committee that I would really have to think about it. Overseeing Sisterhood is a tremendous responsibility. After much soul searching, I decided I really wanted to take on this awesome task. I decided I wanted to be able to give back all the love and all the kindness that you've given me during the last 3 of the most trying and challenging years of my life. I'm going to try my best to keep a vibrant Sisterhood a vibrant arm of our temple. I only ask that you all join with all of us on the Bima and participate in temple life. Wouldn't it be great if we had a crowd like this every week? And a crowd like this and a crowd like this at every function and every sisterhood function. Every one of us can work together to keep this temple growing strong. Now, Karen, where are you? I want to take this opportunity to thank you for all the hard work you have put into being co-president of Sisterhood over the last 3 years. You've worked hard to make Sisterhood a very vibrant and active part of our temple family. You've learned so much over these last few years, and we all appreciate the things that you've done. Both you and your family have set a wonderful example for all of us. The Hanukkah party has been a success with all the effort that you and your girls have put into it. Not only have you let us take over your basement last year for the basket auction storage, but you've also done other things as well. You've demonstrated the ability to make potato pancakes, and you've been entrusted with the secret recipe. You are organized and dedicated to doing your best, and I can only hope that I have the energy to follow in your footsteps. This is for you. A more permanent one is coming. It's at the, I don't know, the engraver shop. That's tied up, but it says, presented to Karen Sweeney in appreciation of your dedication, commitment, outreach, warmth, and love to the women of B'nai Israel as president 2016 through 2019. With our appreciation and love, Sisterhood of B'nai Israel Reform Temple.
Ladies, if you bow your heads for this blessing that we can
we
bestow
need it.
now upon you. May God bless you and keep you. As God filled Miriam with a spark of joy through song, through dance, through love, through family, may it be that God should enable you to have that same spark in order to light up our congregation in this same way. May the Eternal One continue to bless you with health and happiness, peace and love. And may it be that through the work that you do for our beloved sisterhood, that truly you will continue to bring blessings to B'nai Israel. Amen.
Thank you.
And now, Paul, where I still away. I will forward for whoever president of the announcements, and then the service will be concluded.
There's some hard acts to follow tonight. Shabbat Shalom. Tonight's Onig is sponsored by Tony and Jill Armadillo and Lorraine Levy in the honor of the bar mitzvah of their son and grandson, Ethan, and Jeff and Corey Yablon in honor of the bar mitzvah of their son, Max. Mazel tov to you. Mazel tov to this new sisterhood board. Thank you for all that you do. The temple really appreciates it. Volunteers are still needed to help out with our Ducks fundraising this Saturday, June 22nd. Our start time is 5 p.m. If interested, please see Joel Silverman at the ONEG. Summer religious school Hebrew classes will begin on Tuesday, July 9th, and will continue on July 23rd, August 6th, and August 20th from 7:30 to 9 p.m. The cost is $10 per session or $36 for all 4 sessions. To register, please call the temple office. Once again, food cards are back. Please see Rich Lindner at the ONIC to purchase food cards at Stop and Shop and Best Market. Please see Rich Lindner again on that. If you are new to B'nai Israel or just visiting, please introduce yourself after the service to, for the last time, either one of our rabbis, the cantor, or myself, so we may meet you. This week, we have a Saturday morning service at 10 a.m. with the bar mitzvah of Ethan Amendola, and an afternoon service at 3 p.m. with the bar mitzvah of Max Yablon. And next Friday, we have a Shabbat service at 8 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I ask everyone to please stand for our concluding prayer. And as we know of pay forward, right? You pay for someone, you send it forward. And therefore, I offer a prayer forward to Rabbi Rosenthal and thank her for this beautiful service tonight, and Cantor Lana for the beautiful words tonight. Thank you very, very much. Beautiful. Baruch atah b'avoecha. Surely God has blessed all of us in coming here this night, for which I am truly grateful and appreciative of from the bottom of my heart and soul. May we all be the same. Baruch atah b'teitecha. May God bless us as we now leave, and may it truly be that we shall be filled with that light to light up the world, to light up our lives. May God bless us with that light, thereby blessing us with health, happiness, peace, and love always. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.